This video is going to be teaching you guys how to throw a forehand or a flick, which is so the backhand, back of your hand going forwards. You're learning forehand, which is where the front of your hand is throwing. The other really basic throw. If you know the backhand, you know the forehand, you can pretty much play ultimate as a sport anytime. So I'm going to teach it to you guys so you know how to throw it, and that starts with the grip. So the grip is a two-fingered grip. We'll actually use all your fingers, but you take your pointer and your middle finger, and you sit them on the inside of the rim. Now you don't want them completely flat like that. You kind of want them bent a little bit, kind of grippy, because on the top, and then on the top, your thumbs are on the little rivets. You kind of just hold it like that, and then to help stabilize the disc, it's nice if you pinch the disc in between your fingers. A nice loose grip, so you have a little bit of bend in your fingers. It's not nice and straight, a little bit of bend, and then you're gripping it between your middle finger and pointer finger and your thumb. So the entire grip should just look like this. I'd actually would say that the grip is probably the easiest part, and that the throw, which is probably the hardest. You have your pivot foot, which if you're a righty is your left foot, if you're lefty is your right foot. So I'm a righty, so my pivot foot is my left. If it helps you, just think about setting that foot. When I try to help people, I tell them, just stomp on the ground, kind of like that weight. That's set. And then you have your forehand grip, and throw, you step out. Now you don't want to step forwards. You want to step more to the side. Let me move these out of the way. You want to step more to the side. All my discs. You want to step more to the side instead of forwards. This is forwards. This is to the side. And the reason to that would be your defense is right in front of you. You can't really step into them. That would be a foul, since ultimate is a non-contact sport. So what most people do when they try to throw is they try to throw it like this. So basically what they're doing is they're taking their hand, they're coming back, and they're throwing it like a baseball would, baseball. Or a football. And in ultimate, the other name for the forehand is called the flick. And to emphasize the fact is flick. It's not a throw, it's more of a flick. Because of physics, the more rotation the disc has, the easier it will cut through the air, so it won't be as wobbly, and then also it will help stabilize the disc, because with the rotation the disc wants to be flat, and the more rotation you give to it, the more flat it's going to end up being, and the longer it's going to fly flat. So you step out, and you're not throwing, you flick. So you see, my arm comes all the way back. I'm not throwing it, I'm just flicking it. The difference is that I'm not coming way past my shoulder. That's for like cuts and things, and we're just learning it's a simple forehand. A nice 30 yard or foot throw. I'd say yard. So you're not coming out all the way back here to chuck it past. You're right here. Your arm. You kind of want to keep your elbow close in. That's good at the beginning, to try to keep your elbow close to you, maybe snug to you. One of the best things to learn is to go like this. You hold your arm. You can hold your arm in front or behind your back, and that forces you not to use your arm to give it the momentum. It forces you to use use your wrist and really flick the disc. So another big thing that a lot of beginners do is when they throw, they turn their hand over after the release. So they have the disc, they throw the disc, but then they end up curving their hand over like this. So basically, so the hand ends up like this. And what that ends up doing to the disc is it basically makes it you throw it, and then it will come off, and it will just turn over and just blade into the ground. Which obviously no one wants their throws to go blading into the ground. So whenever you throw a forehand, you want your hand to always be facing towards the sky. Two ways that I've learned to remember this is palm always facing the sky, like I just said, or it's like you're serving a piece of pizza or a piece of cake or a piece of pie on like a serving platter. Like, here you go. Like, here, your hand has to be nice and flat, like you're holding the plate out. Here's your piece of pie. Here's your cake. And so, see how my hand is facing towards the sky, and it went directly forward. Those are like the core things to practice, making sure you're stepping with the same foot. You're not throwing your arm, and that you're giving flick for the rotation, giving flick for the force, and that you're not curving your hand over. You're keeping it nice and flat after release. Nice and flat. This is a more advanced thing, I should say, about stepping and giving more power to your forehand or your flick, which is about how you put your weight when you do a throw. So in the beginning, to increase the distance in your throw, you want to put the weight over your step. So a lot of people, what they do is they throw like this, and so they're stepping out, but they're holding back their chest. They're not really moving their upper body. They're just stepping. Or they over-exaggerate, and they just step out, and they're getting this like nice lunge stretch, which is also something you don't want to do. It can throw you off balance in a game. You just do it. Oh no. And again, if you're trying to throw fake, it's very hard to get back up. I fake, I'm gonna go for a back. Oh wait, no, my mark's already there. So stepping out, you don't want to step out too far, and you don't really not want to. You don't want to like not step out at all, or not move your body. What you want to do is you want to put your weight over the foot you're stepping out with. So you're going like this. My body is now, all my weight is centered over my leg. And I'm not stepping, leaning over and throwing. I'm not going like this. That's not going to be helpful. What you want to do is you want to make it one fluid motion. Stepping, weight, and throw. And just doing this will increase your throw's distance by using your body to help move it forwards. The next step from just putting your weight over is actually using that weight and twisting your body to also increase the distance of your disc. Now, this is the same sort of thing you do with a huck, and that's a different video. But again, just increase a little bit. So what you do is when you step over and you're putting your weight, is you also turn your shoulders. So you start turning it off, and then you come through. So, all right, and we'll see your throw with that. Yikes, bit too far. And that'll again increase the distance of your throw. Okay, so a recap to what you have learned from this video. One is your grip. The two fingers on the inside of the rim, gripping between your thumb and the two fingers, which are your pointer and your middle. Not straight, a little bit curved, and then pinching with your hands, with your other two fingers, to help have stability in your throw. Two is stepping out, making sure you're stepping out with your foot, and also the same foot as you were throwing with. So if you're righty, you step with your right foot. Another thing being making sure you're flicking your wrist instead of trying to throw it. Throwing it will cause it to curve and go way off, but trying to keep your elbow a bit in and really flicking your wrist. And remember, you can always hold your arm to make sure you're not really throwing your arm but forcing the flick. And then again with your release, once you release the disc, you're not curving your hand over, but you're keeping your hand nice and flat, like you're serving a piece of pie or cake, and making sure your hand's always up, looking at the sky. So I really hope you guys learned from this video. Please comment if you have any more specific questions that I can answer for you. As for the advanced stuff, really try to focus on the basics that I just retold you about before you try to maneuver into other things, and like getting greater distance on your throw. Make sure you're comfortable with the basic mechanics, because if you try to learn the advanced stuff before, it's not going to really work because you're not building off of any solid or solid foundation. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe. I do tons of other stuff on my channel. I play video games. I'm not a video gamer, but I play video games. I have other people who are not gamers play video games. The whole point is have inexperienced gamers play. Sometimes I post short videos I've done with my friends. And I'll hopefully, if you guys like these videos, I'm going to put out some more fun tutorials on like the backhand, the scuba, hammer, and other more neat throws.